Get cool stuff for what you were going to do anyway. Drink beer. With Buy Beer, Get Gear from Labatt, you can just snap a photo of your receipt and upload it to the website to rack up points for exclusive merch. Get points for every purchase, whether you're grabbing a pint on draft, a case for a party, or a tall boy at the stadium. Any size, any product, anywhere you buy Labatt. Buy beer, get gear. Sign up now at rewards.labattusa.com.
WTLA North Syracuse, WSGO Oswego, W249BC Mattydale, W261AC Oswego, WTKWHD2 Bridgeport, ESPN Radio.
Now, stand back for your own safety.
Steve, what's up?
Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Steve. Where Paulie at?
Here we go.
I'm checking out. I will respond to you, but I'm done for the week. I'm done.
Steve is my favorite part of the show. How's that?
Yes. I like that. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Check for sound.
Pleasure to be on there talking with Paulie, man. He's a good dude.
I'm an idiot. I'll just shut up and let you talk. I was trying to help.
And shout out to Tupac.
3, 2, 1, and
This is Orange Nation.
Well, hello, Paulie and Steve.
With Steve Infante and Paulie Sibilia.
Welcome into Orange Nation. No Steve today, out on assignment again.
Still on assignment.
Yeah, he
really
got sent back.
Man, that's tough. That's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
Go to Venezuela, go back to Syracuse.
Dude doesn't sleep. No show tomorrow, by the way. We'll just get that out of the way because he won't be back. And their women's game tonight, so there won't be a drive time tonight.
Yes, but there will be drive time tomorrow.
Yes,
so we're going just Orange Nation today, just drive time tomorrow.
And big show today. It's Thursday, so we got Coach Autry joining us and the voice of the Orange, Matt Parks. So Coach Autry will be at 12:45 today, not 1. So if you're listening on a regular schedule or somebody does, let them know. 12:45, Coach Autry today. They're practicing at 1. So, in the open, Steve says, I'm going to shut up and let you talk.
Yes. You're excited for this.
Yes, I am. Steve, I have never been on this side of a take before where I'm like, wow, that is a Paulie take right there.
We were talking about what I want to start with before we came on the air, and you were like, man, this is a Paulie take.
Yes.
This is something that I'm excited to hear come out of someone else's mouth.
Yes, and I want to see how the listeners react to this.
Basically, it's a state-run media take? Is that why it's a Paulie take?
So I'm going to shut up and let you talk.
Let me cook?
Yeah.
Okay. What I wanted to say off the top here is that I think I predicted this going into the Vegas trip on my show, that I felt like coming out of the Vegas trip, everyone was going to be very down on the offense because they were going to play 4 of the top 15 defenses in the nation in a row without their best player in Donnie Freeman. They played Houston, the 7th best defense in the country, according to KenPom. They played Kansas, the 12th best defense. They played Iowa State, the 2nd best defense, and Iowa State's still undefeated. These are all KenPom stats. And then Tennessee, the 14th best defense in the nation, according to KenPom. And they really looked okay offensively in those games. I mean, you could go through each and every one of them. It wasn't great, obviously. And it felt like the narrative coming out of that stretch was the offense is a major problem and the defense is pretty good. I'm wondering now, as I look ahead to the next 4 games, and we're coming off a game where Syracuse's offense, I think, looked pretty good, especially in the first half against Georgia Tech on the road. Next 4 games, you've got Pittsburgh, 98th in KenPom defense, Florida State, 128th in KenPom defense, Boston College, 73rd in KenPom defense. They have a terrible offense. Virginia Tech, 62nd in KenPom D. Are we now going to overreact to the next 4 games and feel like the offense is totally back? And maybe there's something to be said for the offense isn't as bad as people think it is right now, because they have played 5 very tough defenses. Clemson is 23rd in the country in defensive efficiency on KenPom. And basically, Donnie Freeman wasn't available for any of those games. They did have Donnie in the second half against Clemson. Obviously, they had him for the entire game, but he just didn't look like himself in the first half and was shaking off rust. So now that they have their best player back, and they're not playing really tough defenses night in and night out, is our opinion of the offense going to change a little?
It's a wait and see thing. The problem is they got open looks. Like, see, this is where our take is different. Like, I think they ran the offense good. They got open looks a lot of the time. They just didn't hit shots. And I don't know if they have the shot makers that you need to have a good offense. It's looked different with Donnie, but I just think the 3-point shooting is not there for this team.
I agree with you on that, and I've made that point a lot. I guess I'm saying right now they're 112th on KenPom offense. That's not good enough to be an NCAA tournament team. Is it possible that by the end of the year they're more like 80th or 90th, where it's not as big of an issue as what we have seen to this point?
Yeah, it definitely could be. I haven't seen anything to make me think that that's the case yet. But I also haven't seen this offense, and neither has Red, with Donnie Freeman for an extended period of time.
Yeah, and I think the Clemson game is where I really soured on the offense because it just felt like that was especially bad ball movement, and they just weren't, as Red said afterwards, they weren't flowy, or they weren't really doing their normal sets very well. There wasn't good off-ball movement. It did feel different against Georgia Tech, but that's also, I understand that you're just going to look better against Georgia Tech because that's not as good of a defense and not as good of a team. And Clemson is a good team, and they have a very good defense.
LA Orange says you got to be 80 or 90th isn't good enough. You have to be 40th to compete. That may be the case, but there may not be enough time to make it up. But you may be, if you play like the 40th, on offense from now out, you might be able to do it. They just might be so far behind you can't get to 40th at this point.
Yeah. I'm trying to be realistic a little bit. And also, their defense is top 50 good and might be a little bit better in the metrics if they keep winning. Obviously, their defense will probably go up. And if they do put a charge in the season here and make it somewhat of an NCAA tournament conversation, then I think you're probably doing it from your defense. That's not going to change. It's not like they're going to become an offensive-minded team based on what we've seen. We've played pretty much half the season. But we haven't seen them with Donnie Freeman a ton. And I don't know, it did just look a lot better against Georgia Tech with Donnie. So I could be overreacting. I'm trying to keep into account the opponents, but I'm also trying to keep into account that I feel like we did overreact to the defense initially when they didn't have their best player and they were going up against really good defenses in a row.
Yeah, and the chat says Georgia Tech sucks. But they also were competitive with Duke.
I don't think Georgia Tech's very good. I think that's a fair take that Syracuse should look like that. They should beat Georgia Tech by that margin. And we shouldn't be doing cartwheels over how they played offensively against Georgia Tech. But I do think we all got very down on the offense when they didn't have their best player and they were playing really tough defenses. Now they're going to have to play some tough defenses in Duke and Louisville and UNC, and they got to win those games.
But they'll have Donnie.
They will have Donnie.
They didn't have Donnie when they faced those. Yes, this is a very positive take, and it's angering people. People don't like positivity. I want to see it. I'm a results-based person. I'm not about to go out and say that the offense is going to be better the next 4 games. I mean, there's a roadmap for it, sure, but I want to see it consistently.
Yeah, and right now they're projected to lose to Pittsburgh on KenPom and Bert Torvik and sites like that, and that's where the expectations of the fan base and what is reality right now of what the computer is just saying about this team differ. I think everyone views this team as way more talented than Pittsburgh, and they should definitely win that game, and there is some truth to that, and Pittsburgh has not looked good this year, and I do think they should go and win that game at Pittsburgh, but also they're not going to be probably favored to win that game. It might end up being like a pick'em on Vegas. It'll be interesting.
It's interesting to me, like, to say that Syracuse is on the computers. Like, is this fun? Is that how we're breaking down games now? Like, the computers are saying this, might as well not watch it. The computers are saying the offense is that. The computers don't know that Donnie wasn't there, right? So the computer doesn't take that into account. So right now, Syracuse is what, 90th? What if they come out and play like the 60th best offense with Donnie, but the computer still says they're in the 80s? It's stupid to do this. And it's the same thing with the net ranking. This can't be fun as a fan. Like you think the season is already over because the net rankings and the computer say so. It's going to equal itself out. If you beat Duke, the computer's going to freak out and jump you way up. If you beat Virginia, it's going to go up.
Well, also, we always make the point that the net rankings factor in too much margin of victory, margin of defeat. If they had beat Stonehill by more, or I guess Stonehill's a bad example because they actually did take care of business against them, but St. Joe's, Mercyhurst, Monmouth by more, their net ranking would look better. But as you always say, would your opinion of the team really be that much different if they had won against Monmouth by 20 instead of it being a close game late?
Yeah, Ellie Orange says you are what your numbers say you are. No, you are what your record says you are. Your numbers aren't going to
matter now.
No, it does. But if you win quad one games and your offense is 112, who gives a damn?
True.
Right? I don't care that the offense is what their offense is ranked.
But I bet they're going to counter by saying you can't win quad one games with your offense is 112.
Yes, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that that's what it is. You could go out and you win that Clemson game where you only scored 60 points. If you score 4 more points because Donnie wasn't rusty in the first half, come on. Just win games. Stop breaking it down. Win the damn games. You got to win quad one games. It doesn't matter if you score 60 points or 112 points.
I do feel like I love looking at the numbers. I'm not going to discount the idea that like everyone's on you right now. Oh, it's a boomer take, Paulie. You're not focused on the numbers, which is making me laugh. I'm not going to discount the numbers. I think it's important to look at the data. I think the coaching staff looks at the data, and we can ask Red about some of this and what his opinions are on, where his offense can improve and how far off they are and things like that when he comes on at 12:45. It just feels like right now there's a roadmap for the fan base to kind of jump back in. And I'm always trying to predict what is the fan base going to be thinking like a week or two from now? And I feel like I did hit it on the head with the Vegas thing where I felt like they were going to be competitive in those games, but their offense was going to look bad because they're playing against good defenses. Now, I feel like we're going to overreact the other way, and the offense is going to have a good stretch here, and people are going to jump in and think this is a way better team than what we saw before the break or before the winter break, but I don't know how much different they are. They do have to get better, and hopefully they will get better.
If Syracuse goes out and beats SMU, NC State, Wake Forest, 68-65, are they not, if they win, are you going to be mad? Are you going to be like, well, our offense is 116? Who gives a damn? They won the games. They're going to make the tournament. All right? If they don't win the games, it doesn't matter if they win 75 to 71 or 100 to 80. It doesn't matter. They're going to make the tournament if they have 4 quad one wins.
And by the way, the stats say that if you have a top 30 defense, that's way better than having a top 30 offense when it comes to the NCAA tournament time. If you want to go back and look, if we want to keep talking numbers here, 2018, Syracuse went on a run in the tournament where they were in the first 4. They beat Arizona State. They beat TCU. They beat Michigan State in that great win in Detroit, basically a road game. They lost to Duke in what must have been the Sweet 16, right? That year, Sweet 16. Their offense that year was 135 on KenPom. Their defense was number 5.
Yeah.
The year they went to the Final Four, they had an 18th best defense. Offense was 50th.
That's a pretty good team.
Yeah, that's a good team. I actually think that if you were to tell me before the season that something would be ahead of the other at this point of the year, I would have hoped for it being defense because the defense was so bad last year, and I felt like going into this year, I wasn't sure that Red could be a good defensive coach, but I thought his offense was fine. And here we are, and the offense has been the major issue. So maybe that's another positive spin on this, is that maybe their offense can kind of find its level.
Yeah, I don't care how they win. If they win, they win. And if their offense is ranked 88 and they won the game in the 60s, I don't care. I don't care. Just win the game. I'm so sick of this. oh, we won, but our offensive efficiency isn't good enough. Well, they just beat a quad one team. Who cares? Shut up. Somehow this turned into me being the idiot. Just win the games. I don't care about those numbers. You just
they beat Tennessee 62-60.
Yes,
no one was complaining about the offense.
That's exactly right. If they win every game like that, their offensive rating numbers aren't going to be good.
Just win, right? Al Davis,
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah. Paulie, the committee has listened very carefully to your take. Yeah, that's fine. Guess what? If Syracuse beats North Carolina, Wake, SMU, and NC State, and they have the Tennessee win, they're going to the tournament no matter what their offensive number rankings are.
I guess.
Do you think you're going to be up? They're only averaging 60 points a game. We can't allow them in.
No. But they need to play better offensively to win games.
Yes.
So that's why we're talking about it. And they got to win games to make the tournament.
Yes.
So
yes, but they're not going. It's not going to matter if they're in the 60s when they win or the 80s when they win. They're going to look at the wins over the offensive numbers.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's why the numbers do matter, because at the end of the day, the committee is not going to factor in the eye test too much. I mean, maybe a little bit, and maybe they will keep into account that Donnie Freeman was not available for a big stretch of games for Syracuse, and they lost to Hofstra when they didn't have Donnie Freeman. I think the offense had a really rough stretch there of just not good ball movement, and the assist numbers went way down. And let's just see if they can course correct a little bit now that they do have their best player back.
That's how it works, Paul. You win and your numbers get better. It's not necessarily true. Your offensive numbers could get better when you win, or your defensive numbers could get better, and one of them could go down. It can work that way. Just because you win doesn't mean the numbers get better.
Yeah, the defensive numbers went down after they beat Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
or whatever
so
that's worth.
That could happen. I'm not a moron.
Thank you.
Sure, if it comes down to a bubble team with two identical records, they might go to that. But let's go to David and Camillus. David, what's up?
Hey, I just want to say I agree 100% with you, Paulie. A win is a win.
Great.
No matter how you look at it, a win is a win.
Thank you.
I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy, just like you. A win is a win. I don't care if they take the worst team in the league and we have to go to double overtime to beat them and we only win by 3 points. A win is a win. We got the job done. End of story.
Thank you. See, people are conflating this with the net. Someone says you beat Duke and your numbers aren't going to get worse. If you beat Duke by scoring in the 60s, your offensive numbers will still go down. Your net will skyrocket, though.
Yeah, of course.
That's possible.
Yeah, Tennessee, they won the game 62-60, and their net went up, and everyone was very happy with how they played.
I don't get what people do not get, that they're not judging you on how many points you score. They're judging you on wins and losses, bottom line, and your net will go up if you win. My take is ignorant. There's zero ignorance in that. If you have quad one wins, it doesn't matter if your defense is in the 150s or your offense is in the 150s.
It's like the saying in golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. Just what's your final number at the end of the round? What's their record? How do they... I see what you're saying.
Point differential matters. Yes, guys. If you blow somebody out who isn't good, it matters. If you beat a quad one team, you're going to go up in the net rankings, whether you scored 60 points or 1,000 points.
Yeah, this was kind of the argument you and Steve were having coming off the Vegas, like, oh, they had one bad half and all that, where the Houston performance, Steve and I felt like it was a good performance, but they didn't win the game. So then it just led to chatter that it wasn't good enough. Well, Tennessee was a similar performance, but they got the breaks and someone missed a shot at the end for Tennessee and they did win the game. So then the reaction is everyone loved the level 5 chatter that night and the interviews that went around and they're rushing the court and everything's
they
all
rushed
great.
the court where they scored in the 60s. Guys, this isn't just Syracuse. This isn't just Syracuse take. It's any bubble team. If their defense is ranked 200 and they won games, it doesn't matter.
I would much rather be right now, to go back to the numbers, their defense is 47th on KenPom. Their offense is 112. I would much rather them have that than the reverse.
Would it be great to have a net in the 10s, the defense in the 10s?
Well, sure.
Like, would you rather be Houston? Yes. But it doesn't matter. Just win the games. Let's go to DJ.
Hey, guys. So I just want to state that, we were spoiled in basketball for a very long time. And, now, it is what it is. When you get this win, you take the damn win and you deal with it and be happy that we won the damn game. Jesus, people's whine way too much.
Yeah, to be upset on a 10-point road win because your offensive efficiency didn't go up is not fun. How is that fun?
I hear you. I think this will be an interesting game on Saturday because they're not supposed to win this game based on what the numbers and the computers and the hot topic of this opening segment says. But every Syracuse fan is fully expecting them to win this game. And I bet if we polled right now the Syracuse fan base, they're expecting them to win by like 10 or 12 points. And they're not satisfied unless it's a very good performance on both ends and they go on the road and they look like the better team completely, and they win the game easily.
If they win the next 4 games and their offense and defensive numbers stay the same, it doesn't matter. Your net will go up, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine a world where
it won't change.
The numbers won't react.
Yes,
but sure.
Yes, it doesn't matter.
All I'm saying is I'm not trying to live and die by the numbers, but I think it's important to look at them to evaluate what you have in the team, where they can get better, and that leads to fodder for us to talk about where the team can get better. Obviously, you're right that at the end of the day, they just need to win games, and we shouldn't be disappointed if it's a 10-point win on the road like some people were, it felt like. I know that the game had ebbs and flows to it, and it was frustrating to see them almost give it away. But shoot, they were supposed to win that game by about 3 points, and they won it by 10. I'll take that every day.
What was Syracuse ranked on offense in one of their Final Four teams? You said like 115 in
2016. They were 50th on offense. That was the team that went on the long run.
What was the one that was not good on offense but was good?
The 2013 team, right?
Yeah.
That 26th on offense. They were just a good team. They were 9th in KenPom that year, 6th on defense.
Yeah. But it could happen. You could be a really good defensive team and make the tournament with bad offense. That's not going to be the issue.
Yeah, I think every year we point to that has been the flaw with teams like Purdue and some of these Big Ten teams that fizzle out in the tournament after good runs. We point to, well, they were an offensive-minded team, and offensive-minded teams, if you have a KenPom defense outside the top 30, you usually don't make the Final Four. So it does feel like every year that is the case more than the offense being a weakness.
Yeah, and you could get better on D. Someone says we're not elite defense. Yeah, then if they're not elite defensively, they're going to not make the tournament if you're not good on defense. I don't care that what their numbers say.
Yeah.
If you're not good on offense, and you're not good on defense, you're really not going to make the tournament.
I'm annoyed with the net ranking, too. I understand
You can get there if you're good at one of them.
Yeah.
But you can't be bad at both.
You probably got to be great at one of them be a team that wins a tournament game and goes on a little bit of a run.
No, see, LA Orange, bad numbers the numbers alone don't equal a bad, you could win every game like you won the Tennessee game. And that you would probably have bad offensive numbers. You can win. It doesn't come down to those numbers. It comes down to you made one more basket than the other team. Coach Fran Brown says it all the time. I just want to score one more point than them because that's all that matters.
I think you're 100% right that if they were 10th in defense and 130th in offense, but their record was a lot better than what it is right now, people would be all in on this team. They wouldn't care that much.
They could be 40th in defense and 100 in offense and still win games.
Yeah. All right, we're well overdue for a break. Burdick BMW of Cicero opening drive was a long one.
All right. Thank you.
Catch the Syracuse basketball pregame prior to every game. Built by IKEA.
It's fine. You're right. They're going to win strictly. Every game has always been won by the team with the better stats. It's always, you're 100% right. Every game is won that way. You know, gambling is so easy. Gambling is so easy because I just follow the stats professor. Get the F out of here.
Kyle Federley chimes in. He texts me, Paulie is right. You are what your record says you are. Besides, it's lacrosse season. LOL.
Yes. Gambling is so easy. I just pick the team with the better numbers and I win every time. God damn. People are simple.
I don't know how Paulie keeps up with you guys yelling at him in the chat so much. He feeds off it. I mean, we would still talk about the team a lot. Talk shows existed long before the net ranking in KenPom. I'm laughing at today's segment. Another dumb take brought to you by Paul Similia. The funniest part about this is we were talking before the show, and Paul, you were so excited for this attention to be on me for a bad take, or like people to come after me for my positive take, and now everyone's just still upset at you.
Yeah,
how's that happen?
I really don't care. The house wins in gambling. Correct. Sports gambling is people betting. Oh, my God.
Yeah, sister game tonight, Ryan. The Nelson sisters. Congrats on winning the gambling.
Well, Virginia is the highest net team to ever get in, or the lowest if you go. What was that? I would love to know their...
well, you have to tell me what year.
Do
you remember?
I don't care.
That would require a lot of research out of you.
I mean, the numbers...
When they were a bubble team and they could go through. Probably find it.
Okay, you're right.
You're right.
You guys are right. They're not going to make the tournament if they beat Duke, but their statistic numbers are bad. You're right. They're not going to make the tournament if they have 4 quad 1 wins, but their offensive efficiency sucks.
You're gonna love this. I think I found the year. It had to be 2023-24, right? Is that what you? Because you were looking at it the other day, right?
They were.
Well, they were a 10 seed that year. That's like the only year they've been on the bubble recently. Their offensive rating was 200th, and their defensive rating was 7th.
Yeah, they got in with a 200 offense, guys. I hate to, but 7 is really good.
They did lose to Colorado State pretty bad in the first round. Syracuse's roadmap is them having like 25 defense.
200 offense got in.
Yeah, 85 offense. That's what this team needs to be.
That's the ideal way of doing it.
30, 80, something like that.
That statistically just proved you wrong. It's an anomaly, right? We're way behind. Angelia. Richard Marks is our artist of the day, and I don't know why, and I don't care.
Because you and Steve voted for him.
Yes. I just can't... can you break down we'll do this quickly.
Okay.
Virginia got in as the lowest or highest, however you want to... I think they were... Like 56 was in their net, or 55 or something.
2024 season, they got in as a 10 seed.
Yes.
And their offensive rating on KenPom was 200th, and their defensive efficiency rating on KenPom was 7th. I think, I just said this during the break, Syracuse, to make the tournament, they would want their numbers, or their numbers would probably have to get to like top 30-ish defense and like 85th offense.
Yeah,
probably.
yes, that's probably an average team. Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, though, ultimately, if you win. That's my bottom line. I'm just going to end with it. That's how I'm going to end this argument. It doesn't matter if you're 200 in both. If you won the game, you're going to be okay. Yeah, odds are you won't win the game. I wouldn't bet
Obviously,
on you.
you can't win games with that.
Yes, but if you're if you're 100 and you're 50, you've got a shot to win the game, guys. I hate to tell you that. You still got a shot to win the game.
I do think that we talked so much about how bad the defense was last year. The defense got a lot better this year. We haven't spent time talking about that much because we're going to focus on the flaws when the team is not playing up to expectations.
I guess my biggest argument is just I don't get how this is fun. Like, you walk away from a win angry because your offensive numbers didn't go. You went up in the net. That's what you want. You won the game. That's what you want. Just to be like sitting here and looking at, well, the offense is still in the 100s. That just sucks. It sucks. They won the game on the road. Like, did you hear Eric Devendorfer yesterday? You take a 1-point win on the road in conference against the worst team. That's what you do.
I'm with you on that.
You just do it and shut up. If you want to break down your stupid offensive numbers, go ahead and just be quiet. Don't ruin the game for me and the rest of us.
By the way, John Wildtech, I think, said the same thing when he came on with you guys. He said something like, it's not going to matter how much we beat Monmouth by, or if we take care of business, if we win the games, then they'll be there. And they'll have a chance to play meaningful games in March.
I'm a fun person, believe it or not, below this angry exterior. And it's because of things like this. Like, I just if Syracuse goes out and wins games, finishes in the top 6 or 5 of the ACC, I don't care how they did it or what their offensive and defensive numbers look like. I don't care. I just want to enjoy the games.
Should we play the match game to cheer you up after this
that'll
break?
do it.
That'll be good. I think we need that right now. Then we'll have Coach Autry.
Now, that I agree with. You're not going to win games if J.J. Starling isn't better.
We can talk about that. I'm excited to see some. I just feel like the fan base went from this is definitely a tournament team to no freaking chance.
Oh my God.
Now they're going to beat 4 teams probably in a row that aren't that good, and everyone's going to be right back in.
Remember when they lost to Houston and everybody was having an orgasm? And I was like, guys, they lost. It doesn't matter. Like, it's the same people. They were happy after a loss. And I was like, you can't lose games.
Syracuse is back.
Yeah, Syracuse is back. They lost. They're not back.
Right.
They freaking lost. In the end of
It'd be nice to have that Houston win right now.
Yeah, right. If they won the game, but their offensive numbers sucked.
Women is a toss-up. I would say they're slight favorites tonight, Phil. But very interesting. I really still don't know what to make of the women's team because they've got 5 games in a row now against like-minded teams. And I mean, they have 3 ACC wins, but they're all against teams that aren't very good. So we'll see how good they are. I think they'll win tonight, though.
This show is comedy? Why is it comedy? No, I got to work the Autry show tonight. Glazing them up tonight.
Why don't you tell Red that? Red, can you answer this? Are we friends?
Who said it? Were you not here? The callers after the loss to Houston, like, yeah, we're back. We're going this year. Just shut the hell up. Wildcat.
I'm trying to figure out what year Virginia was when they won the tournament. Because their offense always wasn't
No, their defense was outrageous.
great. When they won the tournament, they had to have been They did have DeAndre Hunter, Kyle Guy. Feeling good, Paulie?
7 o'clock, Kevin. Come on out. Be good to see you.
Even that had a tone.
No, I like Kevin.
It'd be great to see you.
I've never called him Kevin. I always call him Kev. Can I call in and ask Red a question about Alan Gray?
The Wildcat. You can call in tonight and ask if you want.
Yeah, right.
You can ask anything you want. They take questions. People are scared to call in. Call in.
Yeah.
You guys are always willing to call in and get me all pissed off. Call him up. Call Red. You can talk directly to the source.
We got to cruise through match game, right? Because
sure,
12:40, we got to be out. There's a long opening segment.
He was so excited, and then it just...
I know, it backfired. Look at him.
Oh, God. No way we get the card.
No, I think we'll have time for like 5 questions.
I tried to go on a date last night, but my dummy employees ruined it.
Oh, that's why he's in a bad mood.
You can't go on a date without my phone. Right? I was on the phone the whole day. I am undateable. Paul doesn't know how to get the game on the board. Someone calls in sick. I answer the phone and I was like, oh, I'm sick. Well,
Sprained ankle is hurt, Mike.
As I'm pulling into the parking lot of the restaurant. I'm undateable. Richard Marks is our artist of the day. Hold on to the night. Slow skate. It's time for the match game. Paul's going to host today because...
Well, I'm asking the questions.
You're going to...
Rapid fire match game. Are you
ready?
ready?
Wouldn't it be better for him to ask? All right.
I like quarter zips.
So here we go.
This is an exhibition game.
Yes.
Doesn't officially count. JJ Starling, how many points in the game on Saturday against Pittsburgh?
12.
I'll say 12 as well.
I was thinking 14.
What about Syracuse's free throw shooting? It's been better. Some are saying we aren't talking about it enough. What's your guess for
65?
Yeah, I'll say 69.
What is it?
Nice number.
Without.
That's 6-7.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess C9 is another number.
I don't want to act that one.
Screw it. 67.
Okay. Yeah. You're going to be in the middle there.
Yeah, there was a screaming at elementary school.
SU made 7 threes in the last game. It felt like that was a lot. They were 5 for 16 in the first half from 3 against Georgia Tech. Only attempted 3 in the second half. 2 for 3. How many threes in this game against Pitt?
6.
I'll say 6 as well. That's at their average.
I'm going to go 8.
I think you're trying to run out the clock. Are you trying to stay tied? Are we tied?
Well, it's an exhibition.
Oh,
so
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I'm not even tabulating this.
No.
This is all just
We're
for
just having
fun to
fun.
cheer you back up.
Yeah, we're trying to make you smile.
Yeah, this is fun.
I'm having fun. What about total points from Syracuse? I'm all on the offense. Bouncing
come on,
back.
Mr. The offense is great.
86. How about that?
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right.
That's not my actual guess, but
go ahead.
I'll say 86.
Then
Just for the
give
fun
your
of it.
actual guess. No,
Actual guess, 81.
I'll go 75.
I'm going to flip it. 68.
Okay. Do they win with that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So they won with a poor offensive efficiency.
They won with 68 points.
Oh, yeah.
They lost when they gave up 64. Why can't you win when you score 68?
Yeah, that would be an anomaly.
How many turnovers for Pittsburgh? I would like to see Syracuse start forcing more turnovers.
Me too.
That'd be nice.
I'll say 10.
I'll say 12.
I'm going to go 10.
Donnie Freeman had a career-high 27 points in the last game. How many points for him against Pitt?
31.
Whoa.
19.
22.
Okay.
I think that's all the time we have for match game today. Do we think Syracuse is going to win the game?
Yes.
71-69. Ken Palm is projecting Pittsburgh to win. Why don't you guys give me a score? How much do they win by?
Don't even play the game. Don't play the game. I don't know if you guys are following what the computer says.
Just call the season. Data point.
Just cancel everything.
Cancel the games. We don't even need to play the games. You just run it through the computers. They're always right. Don't play the game. I
think the computers are wrong in this case.
Okay. Well, no. Get a stats professor on. They'll tell you it's right. The Wildcat Sports Pub CNY Brewfest is coming up Saturday, January 31st at the Fairgrounds. In the Horticulture Building, we've got till 41.
No, I know. Paul's just grabbing the mic and shaking it. He doesn't have his headphones on. It's very loud.
I'm blowing him up for that reason.
Yeah, it's often imitated, never duplicated. It's the largest, longest-running brewfest in the area. The brewfest features over 150 pours. So I'm guessing Steve's favorite IPA will be there. It's a craft beer you'll like. Hard cider, canned cocktails, seltzers, and mocktails, too. So I can go. I like a tail that mocks.
Here we go.
Hey, you're short, idiot.
Maybe you need a real beverage.
I think I do. Maybe that's the problem. Come for the beer, but stay for the live music.
Sounds like a fun time.
Play cornhole. You play cornhole?
Oh, I do.
I've played cornhole.
You can play Brewcade, retro game con featuring video games and free play from Atari to PS5. It's the Wildcat Sports Pub, CNY Brewfest. Get out there and join it in the Horticulture Building. It's ESPN Radio. 41 out.
Textbook.
Bang.
All right. The match game.
I guess we got to... Does Red have it out if practice is at 1?
50.
Yeah, I mean, won't give him too long, but...
He's in the same building as practice, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he just goes downstairs, probably. I mean, it's fine. I'm sure he's 10 minutes or something. It's fine. I'll take a cocktail, hold the tail. That's pretty good.
That's a funny one. That's a mocktail. Yes, I'm going to Pitt.
When are you leaving? Tomorrow afternoon?
Gonna move a couple things into my new place and then head over. So Paul and I are gonna do a move at 10, so I'll probably hit the road around 11. Hashtag Loft Life. I like it. You're goddamn right. Everybody should want their son to be like me. Oh, man. I'm in the process of moving.
Moving's the worst.
I don't know if Indy will like it, but it doesn't matter because she's a dog. She'll get over it. She'll still get rubby-roos and treats and food. And
people really care about your dog.
My dog is the best. I don't golf. I did in high school, but I haven't golfed in years. I think I was in a tournament like 15 years ago. I have clubs. That's my next question. Do I just get rid of my clubs now, or do I move them?
Oh, yeah. You don't have as much storage space, right? They're probably not worth anything if you've had them forever.
No, they're pings and whatnot.
Maybe you just donate them.
Donate them. Or do I keep them in case one day I get invited? There's nobody working here anymore, so I might get the charity golf tournament invites now.
Yeah. I mean, you should keep them, honestly.
All right, I'll put them in my closet.
They're worth more to have them than,
Yeah, I could just grab my drivers, too, and bring them to Clemson with me.
I'd be for that. A Q Sports Talk Chat golf day.
Because our hotel in Clemson's right across from Topgolf. I could just bring my drivers with me and head out. Have a mocktail.
I went down to North Carolina for Christmas with my clubs, and I just left them down there because women's basketball's there in a couple weeks, and they're better off down there than up here. I'm not going to use them up here.
My drivers are actually new because Mario gave me his hand-me-downs.
Yeah. You're a lefty, too? Yeah, CJC. Let's get out there in the summer. I'm all for it.
Do we have coach yet, guys? Do we know?
No. Or it has not popped up, Paul said.
My drivers, my Woods. Do they call them Woods still? Because they're not Wood. My old clubs were Woods.
Well, Mario's got an even newer driver for you. You just got a brand new one. My drivers. Yeah, your Woods.
I got my Woods for you. This audience needs a good Wood. Don't mean nothing. Your offensive efficiency numbers don't mean nothing.
They mean a little something.
Your defensive efficiency numbers don't mean nothing. If you win quad one games and win games you're supposed to win, you're going to the tournament. They don't mean nothing.
Your record means everything, though.
Yes, your record means everything. This isn't fun. Like, it's not fun.
Well, what do you want to talk about? I mean, we can talk about things that are fun.
It is. I just don't get how it's fun as a fan. Like, I was on Twitter during the Georgia Tech game, and everybody was so angry after a 10-point win because it wasn't like.
But you knew that was coming. Twitter
No,
is not emblematic of the actual fan base. We know that.
I know, but I feel like that the way basketball is consumed now is ruined.
I think that's a little harsh. I think the Syracuse fan base in particular is fed up because it hasn't been good it hasn't been up to the orange standard for a number of years.
Yeah, but if you win the game, you win the game, right?
Yeah, I'm with you on the Georgia Tech game.
Like, what was the max they could have probably jumped in the net? 10 after that game? 8?
They jumped like 6 after a 10-point win, so maybe they jumped 8 after a 20-point win.
Yeah, so there you go. You're going to be fine if you win the games. It's impossible. It's impossible as a head coach to go, okay, we want to go out and win games, but we got to do this statistically and this statistically also. You just got to win.
No, I think that Red probably brings up, like he mentioned on Monday, we want the assists to be better.
Yes.
Then the assists were better.
Yes.
Imagine that.
Yes, you can fix that type of stuff, but it doesn't. Yeah, I can't. I can't do it anymore. I just like wins and losses. I like good basketball. Like when they're running their offense in the first half, that was fun. That was fun to watch. They're lobbing the ball. They're dunking the ball. They're passing the ball. I don't care what the numbers say. It was fun.
Yeah, I would like to see them get out and run a little bit more. I think that stretch in the Tennessee game really is the stretch that comes to mind to me where that was like, oh, we realize this could be an NCAA tournament team for real if they're playing like that, where they're getting up and down. So maybe they can get back to that a little bit more.
You know, and I would be.
I think we got Red.
You know, and I'll lead Coach with this question because players are on social media and they see things like fans saying, Coach, that, oh, well, the offensive numbers aren't right. The net numbers aren't right. How do you keep that away from them, knowing the fact that if you just win games, you're going to be okay?
Maybe we don't have Coach yet. Coach, you got us? There he is. It sounds like we got him now.
Coach, you got us?
How you guys doing?
Good. Did you hear my question?
I did hear your question. And I think, that's a challenge for all coaches, when you got so much information about the path to making the tournament. The one thing you said, Paulie, is at the end of the day, I know it's one thing that you have to do to get invited and make the tournament is win games. You just have to win games, and that's what we focus on. Trying to get better each game and trying to win the game, and continually improving and getting better. I think every team is trying to do that.
Red, it feels like in the last couple games it's been a good reminder at just how good Donnie Freeman is, and we saw him go for a career-high 27 points in the last game at Georgia Tech. Where have you noticed the biggest improvement from Donnie Freeman as a sophomore to Donnie Freeman last year when he was bothered by injuries?
Well, I think, one, the health part of it. Two, having a clear understanding of the tempo and the physicality of college basketball. I think he's done a tremendous job with our strength and conditioning program to get himself prepared for this year. He's stronger, and just having just being more comfortable and understanding what college basketball is about, and the level and the expectations that I expect from him.
Coach, let's go back to the Georgia Tech game a little bit. The one thing fans are talking about, you get up 20 and then they claw it back down to a 5-point game. What happened there? Did you guys get out of your offense? Were you purposely slowing it down? What happened when Georgia Tech went on that run?
I thought it was a combination of one. Georgia Tech, they started pressuring a little bit more, and I thought, we didn't move the ball as we did the first half, and I thought we didn't screen as well. I thought our first half, we really moved the ball, and I thought we screened a lot better. And I thought the second half, obviously Georgia Tech, we knew they were going to make a run. I thought they got after us a little bit more, and I didn't think we screened as well as we needed to screen and get open as well as we needed to get open in the second half, and that caused us to kind of get a little stagnant.
You talk about the offense, and I made the point kind of at the start of the show that I'm sure people didn't want to hear, that you guys went up against some of the best defenses in the country in non-conference play, and I know you have brought that up as well. And now you've got Donnie Freeman back, and we did see the offense look good against Georgia Tech, and I know it's just one game and you're trying to get better and better. What's your confidence level right now and what you guys are doing offensively and how you have been playing on the offensive end?
Well, I think, getting Donnie back into the fold, we knew it was gonna cause a little bit of disruption of flow. That's just what it is. He was out for a period of time when we played 9 games, so I think we knew that was gonna happen. But with Donnie being back, and I think he allows us to be a faster basketball team. Where now you have a guy that can, not only is he's a really good rebounder, but he can rebound the ball and escape dribble and get the ball up ahead. He's a guy that we can play through as far as moving the ball from side to side. So I expect this to be a little bit more faster, and he can stretch the floor. He's a guy that can make threes, and he's a guy that we can throw it inside. So I think it's just opening up the court right now, and I just think our offense for him, even if he's not scoring, just him being out there and being able to move the ball because he's a good passer, or getting the ball in certain situations and areas that we couldn't get down there before, and having a threat down there is big for us.
Coach, people are clamoring for more Kyan Anthony. He's scoring the basketball for you. Is there a way to get him on the court more? And, is there something that's keeping him off the court?
No, I mean, again, this is, this team is really good. We have some, older guys here. I think Kyan is doing a really phenomenal job. Again, he's providing, he's doing what we're asking him. He's just got to keep getting better. And again, this is, for us, we're still, entering, conference play. So, just got to keep pulling away. And, again, I'm happy and pleased where Kyan is at. He's a guy that we know that could score the ball, and he's done that at a high level.
We know JJ has had some great moments for you and great moments this season. He was instrumental at the end of that Tennessee game, and I think there's a lot of value, of course, in having a guy like JJ for closing minutes of game action. Last 2 games, he's been inefficient compared to how he was throughout much of the non-conference play. What have you noticed in the last couple games from JJ? Is it just, a couple games off and nothing to worry about? And what are you telling him right now to improve on?
Well, despite what the statistics say, in particular the last game, I thought he was big for us in the closing moments of that game. I thought, we were stuck for a minute, and he drove and got us going again, got to the paint. I thought defensively he was really good. I thought, he cashed in on the free throws when we needed, we needed one or two. I just thought he had a really, he screened well. I thought he had a really overall good game. I thought he closed the game really well for us. Statistically, it may not look that way, but I was very happy with, the way JJ, his leadership, and he's about the team, and he's making, he's helping us win. Again, I thought he really did some good things at the end of the game that didn't show up statistically. Again, he was a three rolled in, a couple of layups that rolled in and out from having 13 or 14, 15 points. That's how the game is. So again, I like where he's at. I like his leadership. This team needs his leadership, and I'm not worried about him as long as he keeps playing the right way. Everything will work out for him.
Coach, you had 15 turnovers in the Georgia Tech game. Your 1, 2, and 3 positions are going to turn the ball over because they handled the ball the most. But of those, 12 were from them. Of the 15, how do you prevent that from those guys?
Yeah, it's way too many. Way too many. We were fortunate, and I think that was a big part of the reason why Georgia Tech got back in the game. We got to be better with the basketball, and we got to be strong with the basketball and make better decisions with it.
You mentioned before the game that you want to see the assist numbers get back up, and the assists had dropped in the last couple games. 15 assists feels like a good game from our vantage point against Georgia Tech. I look at the steals number the last couple games as maybe being a stat where you guys have dropped off a little bit. Is that something you care about or you're focused on? I mean, from my vantage point, I feel like you guys are at your best when you get out and run and you force steals. Is that a stat you'd like to see improve at all?
Yeah, active hands, I like this to be a little bit more solid. I wasn't pleased with the fact that, we gave up 72 points. I thought, our defense, we weren't as disruptive as we would like to be, especially I thought the first half we were really good, active. And again, it's funny sometimes, we don't get steals and then I turn around and look, we have 8 or 9 blocks. So, we're still being active. I'm just really, looking at, how active we are and can our defense create some scoring opportunities for us, whether it's a block shot and we pick it up and push it, or if it's a steal or deflection to get out and run. Really our defense needs to be disruptive to create some easy opportunities for us offensively.
I asked Eric Devendorf this yesterday, and you're a former player. You get a road win in conference when you were a player in the Big East, whether it was the best team or the worst team. How important is it to get those road wins?
It's important to get a win, no matter what, but it's always good to get to go on a road and get a win. Road wins are very hard, especially in conference play. It doesn't matter. You look around the league and the conferences, and you follow conferences. It's hard to win on the road, and it's hard to win. Period. But to get a road win is always fun. But winning is fun, and that's, we were very, very pleased with the way the outcome, but still more work to do and continue to get better. But, I'll take a win, whether it's on the road at home any day.
Red, one more for you, and I saw that there was some reporting this week from the Daily Orange about Calvin Russell and that he's going to be on campus soon and hopefully joining the basketball team soon. Is there anything you can share on that in regards to what the plan is and what you hope to get out of Calvin Russell being on the roster maybe?
No, I don't really have a ton of updates. We're looking forward to adding him to the team. I know he's a guy that, is long, is athletic, and an athlete, and is a competitor. So, we're just looking to get him on campus and get him with the guys.
All right, Coach, you got Pittsburgh coming up on Saturday. Maybe a little scouting report on the Panthers.
Yeah, Pitt, physical, tough. They've had some close games. They've lost some close games. It's going to be a fight. It's always going to be a fight, and it's on the road. The Peterson Center is a tough place to play at. The zoo will be in effect, but we know that it's going to be a fight, and we just got to be ready to roll up our sleeves and be able to punch back.
All right. appreciate
Coach.
the time. Appreciate the time, Coach.
Thank you.
That's Coach Autry, brought to you by Oswego County Mutual. He will be out at the Wildcat tonight for the Coach Autry show.
Nice. Will anyone call in and talk to him?
Yeah.
We'll see.
If you've got a question for him, feel free to ask. I would rather you call him than me if you got something to complain about. Because I just can't do it anymore. The Wildcat also brings you the CNY Brewfest. I read that while Paul was doing that the whole time.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a time out. We'll get into hour number 2.
You didn't have to do it again.
You just got to, if you can entertain the fans with like an audio representation of what happened, you should do it.
Yeah, life's good, you know? There's a lot of good things in life. Let's have some fun.
If I had just said Paul was jostling the mic, it wouldn't have been quite as equivalent.
It's like when you shake the rundown.
All right, it's ESPN Radio Syracuse, Utica-Roma, QSportsTalk.com. What if somebody missed him jostling the mic? Yeah, Peterson was bad last time we were there.
People are probably, what are they saying? I'm sure the reaction is, oh, he's just covering for JJ. Got Lee Baldwin here, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we will. Yeah, Pitt still does have Jeff Capel, Michael Antonio.
Fire his ass.
Seriously. He might be on. I mean, he might actually be. I don't even know. I would assume.
So LA Orange brought up the 16 team that didn't make the tournament. They had 15 losses that year, and there was an argument because they had 6 quad 1 wins. They should have made it.
Oh, you're thinking of the I always think of that as the 17. Yeah.
16, 17 team?
Yeah.
Yeah. They should have. People say they should have. They also didn't win a game on the road.
Yeah, they had some. I mean, talk about margin of defeat to St. Joe's that year. They lost to BC early in the ACC play.
They had 15 losses.
Yeah, I mean that team was playing a whole lot better towards the end of the year, and
that was also when they took that out of the equation.
Yeah,
for the tournament.
Yeah, that was a. I mean, it was a bummer they didn't make it, but I don't think they had anyone to blame.
They lost by 20 to Louisville in the second to last game of the season. They beat Duke.
What was the St. John score? That was December, right? It was like 93-60 or something. I'll pull it up.
If this team has 15 losses, they're not making the tournament. I would say probably 12 is the cutoff.
Yeah, they're not sniffing the tournament with 15 losses. 2017. Yeah, 93-60. They lost to St. John's.
That team would trounce this team. That doesn't matter. Again, there's something that doesn't matter.
I actually disagree, too. I mean, that team couldn't stop anyone. 119 in defense. The stats.
Answer the phone out there.
It's ringing for a second.
Damn it. You ultimately have to win games on the road, too. And Syracuse is going to have, if they have quad one wins, they're going to be on the road.
Yeah. They could beat SMU or UNC at home. It's quad one, right? Do you need the Lee Baldwin read right in front of you?
No. Who is... Welcome back to Orange Nation. It's a disaster today.
What happened to Richard Marks?
We have Richard Marks satisfied is our
I need my mic on. That's what I was saying.
Artist of the day. We have someone from Lee Baldwin.
Let's just find out who it is together. Our screener messed up. Who is it from Lee Baldwin?
It's Lee.
Oh, perfect.
Lee,
I was written for that.
We were stalling there, hoping.
What's up, guys?
Not much. What's going on in the markets, Lee?
Well, we're mixed today, but the Dow is up 300 points, so we will focus on the good things. And a local favorite, Lockheed Martin, is up almost 5%, $22 a share on world events and more defense spending. And yesterday's dog was Constellation with liquor sales down. People are drinking less, but they're bucking the trend. Constellation is up today, so and that's based on sales of Modelo and Corona.
I've heard that Gen Z are big drinkers. Is that true?
I know.
Yeah,
I think that's what the studies say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is down when you get younger. So
yeah, damn whippersnappers. Lee.
We have to do our part, guys. We have to do our part.
All right, Lee. Thanks for your time, man, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Lee Baldwin, all the diamonds, none of the dogs.
We won't talk to them tomorrow.
LeeBaldwin.com.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No show
We
tomorrow.
don't have a show.
We'll
talk to them Monday.
Yeah, the younger generation isn't quite the drinkers we were. I don't drink now, so I guess I'm.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that.
you can't really say anything.
Yeah, so.
That was just a choice for you. How long have you not?
Years, decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was more like health? Like.
No, it was just kind of I woke up I got too drunk for my age, if that makes sense. And I just decided, all right, I'm too old for this.
You don't want to be that guy that's 30 hanging around the college bars.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I'm not saying you were.
It
but
wasn't at a college bar. It was just like I was college drunk in my late 30s, and I just said it's time to stop.
Good for you.
You know that blackout. How did I get here? Where's my car drunk? Yeah.
Yes, I know that one.
That happened.
Steve doesn't know that.
Yes.
You never think of it.
Let's go to Mike in Rochester. Mike, what's up?
Hey, well, it was good to hear that Rochester's Constellation brand is selling Modelo and Corona. And then we had that great conversation after about the drinking. But anyway, I've been watching ACC games. I saw SMU and Clemson last night. I saw Wake Forest and Miami. Saw NC State the other night against. You know what? All these teams are kind of the same. Like, they're all good, and Syracuse is just like them. I mean, if Syracuse goes on a little win run, I think you guys are spot on. The wins are going to get them a path to then February and they're playing all these teams. You know, they're going to get to play everyone and do every single thing they can. And I think they got a real path if they can beat these teams who are just like us. So that's kind of it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they scored 24 points or whatever. It's just,
I always tell people, for everyone that is so down on the offense, or if you're looking at the offense and you feel like they don't run plays and they are stagnant and they're bad, and by the way, Coach Autry just used the word stagnant to describe their second half offense against Georgia Tech. So I don't think he's way off from what the average, maybe he is, but the average fan, I feel like, is very down on the offense. I would encourage you to watch all the other teams in the league and how they play offense and what they run and what they look like on that end. and come back and tell me if it's drastically different from what Syracuse is doing. Because, again, I think Brad Brownell put it well. It's not uncharacteristic to college basketball what Syracuse is doing offensively. They need to improve. I think they're working on improving. We're seeing the free throw numbers go up. I'd like to see the three-point numbers go up, which is probably easier said than done. But, they got their best player back, and I think they'll be better on offense going forward.
Yeah. I think you're hoping it gets better, and it's not impossible, but it's going to be a huge task for Syracuse to beat the likes of Louisville, Duke on the road. But you got to do it. And the bottom line is if you win those games, you're going to the tournament, and if you don't, you're not.
Do you want to talk any Syracuse football transfer portal, Paulie? We talked all basketball to this point. Do you have any interest? You're not a big transfer portal guy.
I'm not a big recruiting guy or a transfer portal. I'll be interested to see how the quarterback position goes. It looks like they're trying to get some quality at the backup position. That's always important. Offensive line has been rather quiet, I would say, in the transfer portal. And that's a little bothersome, right?
Yeah, they have 5 commits so far. Got a wide receiver yesterday from Miami of Ohio, Cole Weaver, tall wide receiver. Umari Hatcher announced, or it got leaked, I guess, that he is coming back. He's pulling out of the transfer portal. So that one's kind of interesting. How effective will he be? I think he was really slowed down by his injury, and you wonder if maybe after another year to get more healthy, then Umari Hatcher will return to what we saw before the injury. We'll see. I think he's a good guy to have in the locker room regardless. They've added 2 running backs, and I like what they've done at the running back position. I don't know if you're in agreement with me here, but I feel like running back is a position that you don't need to spend a ton of money, and the way that they run offense, I'm not too worried about the running back position maybe being a little bit unproven compared to other positions.
It's funny to me, like we're sitting here talking about Syracuse's basketball offense, and we're breaking it down, and there's just anger. Syracuse's number 1 running back transferred to Kansas, and he had 558 rushing yards or something of that nature. Yeah. And everybody was just mad. Everybody was blaming it on Ricky Collins. Like, he was the main reason the offense stunk. And, like, he was the scapegoat for everything. And nobody is mad at how bad that offense was down the stretch.
Are you saying, like, no one is talking about Yasin Willis enough? Or
just, well, like, the running game. It wasn't just the passing game. The running game was non-existent. Yes, one leads to the other, but you got to be able to move the football.
Yeah, I think the backup QBs they're bringing in, it's easy to say it now, and we were all in on Ricky Collins last year, I'm sure. I mean, Ricky Collins was rated 21st best quarterback in the portal last year when he signed with Syracuse, and all of us, I think, for the most part, thought it was a good pickup. But I do think the style of quarterback they're looking at is very clear this year. And the visitors they've had, and Braden Atkinson from Mercer was on campus yesterday, reportedly, and he's just a pocket passer that doesn't run at all, and he gets the ball out quickly and apparently can make all the throws. And I'd rather hear that than hear that they're bringing in a dual threat guy. I just think they need that for this offense.
Yeah, you got to get somebody that fits your system, and you got to be able to improve your offense if you don't have those guys. That's another thing that, right? If your quarterback gets hurt again, you got to figure out your offense. You can't have what happened last year happen again.
I am a little surprised to not see any names percolate from the offensive line position. And maybe I'm in the minority there. I mean, I think they've got some good talent coming back, but I would like to see them add one offensive lineman, and it doesn't feel like they're going to do that based on the names that have come out as visitors. Maybe we're not seeing the full picture there. We're not seeing all of the names. That's very possible, but I have not seen anything in regards to offensive line.
All right, let's take a time out. Let's stay on time this hour.
I like it.
All right. Let's take a time out. You can watch us, too, not just hear us. You can go to qsportstalk.com. We're on YouTube. I've been accused by a Laker of ignoring the YouTube chat, but he doesn't bring anything to the table. So I see you. I see you. Just bring something worth talking about.
Fair enough.
I'm just joshing. No, I see it. It's hard to read everything, guys. And the chat that isn't YouTube is so much more frequent and aggressive. The YouTube chatters just vanish off my page immediately.
Yeah, you were going to bat for how you always looked at the YouTube chat not that long ago.
Yeah,
but
it is. I see our former producer Jordan's in there, and Aaron. I see you. This is like the magic mirror at the end of whatever that stupid kid show was when I was a kid. What was that when they look at the magic mirror? I don't know what you're talking about. So at the end of this kid show, they would break out the romper room. That's what it was. In romper room, they would break out the magic mirror and they would acknowledge everybody that was watching the show. You'd be like, and in the magic mirror, I see Tronic 84 and San Diego Q's. I also see who in the YouTube chat? Jordan. I see
Jordan's all over the YouTube chat.
I see Jordan in the YouTube chat. I see Laker 27. It's the romper room. That's basically what our chat is, too. Romper room. That's a good name for it. Bunch of dummies in the romper room. Let's take a time out. We're on time. It's ESPN Radio Syracuse. Utica Room and QSportsTalk.com.
We're on time.
The chat is romper room. That is beautiful.
Oh, new commit. Toledo linebacker to Syracuse. Courtesy of Jordan. Shout out Jordan in the YouTube chat. Still producing the show.
Yeah, we did it at 45, Cuse Insider. Steve's not even here, and he's getting a YouTube shot from Pete saying Steve looks like the type of guy who wears mittens. That is really funny.
We got to remember that one for next week.
He does.
I tried to rock a quarter zip in honor of Steve. Trader Jordan. Yeah, you're right, San Diego Cuse, Cody Hornsby. That one kind of slipped my mind. I mean, I don't know. That one didn't really get me too excited. Yeah, that's good they got that linebacker from Toledo. Figured we would start to see some Toledo names trickle in. You think the other teams in the ACC look a lot better? Q Sports Knower. I thought Syracuse's offense looked solid the other night.
Pete in YouTube just said something funnier than anybody on Twitch has ever said.
The mittens guy?
Yeah.
That is an elite comment. Oh, really? Well, Braden Atkinson was looking up Baylor, so that's kind of noteworthy.
So, okay, here's the plan. I'm going to go up, get my equipment, come back, pick you up. We'll get the radio and my desk. We'll bring those, maybe a little more. I'm going to text them to put the card out because if we got the card,
how to do the screener, right? Yeah.
If he's got the card, if we got the card, it'll be easy. Yeah. Because we just put the radio.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
You want me to ask Steve if he wears mittens?
Sure.
I'm friends with Steve. I could text him.
I saw that, the Georgia linebacker, San Diego Cuse. You want what? Oh, yeah. It wasn't that bad. I was just, like, trying to... You never wear headphones, so you don't understand that doing this is very loud.
No, you guys are the OGs, Big Poppy, but he said something funnier than you've ever said.
That's not true.
No, it's true. Statistically. Like, YouTube has way better stats than you guys said. Their efficiency on funny comments is through the roof.
You just were talking about how YouTube doesn't bring enough. for us to notice
But when they do, they come strong. Yeah.
It's not there.
Their efficiency isn't great. No, he doesn't. That's disappointing. Never. No, never. Why? I said someone said you look like you wear mittens.
You're able to text them.
I could see Steve in like a trench coat with the mittens on.
Okay, your turn's good, but that's 1 out of 10,000
I saw
comments.
that.
Whereas
You can bring that up.
no hitter gone.
I think we already lost
It's
it.
been. We haven't heard one song out there.
Oh, no,
It's been gone.
Oh yeah. No, you. Oh, that's why it's
That one might be on the.
Would you notify me?
Right.
I'm training someone. That's so low on the priority.
Just let me know. Right here, waiting for you by Richard Marks. I got to give props to the YouTube chat. Pete in the YouTube chat said Steve looks like the he's not even here and he's getting trap bottle. Steve looks like the type of guy who wears mittens.
It's a good comment.
It's a great comment.
So I had to text Steve and ask him, do you wear mittens? His response, just so he said, no, never, why? And I said, someone said you look like you wear mittens. And he said, I'm offended.
I've never ever responded with no, never.
Yeah.
Usually I just say no.
I never thought mittens would be an insult, which is funny to me. Let's go to Tony in Syracuse before we do today's business. Tony, what's up?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
So, quick question, because I know in other Quad 1 games that we have left, I know we're going to be underdogs. In the Quad 2 games, not sure. In the Quad 3, obviously, would be favorite. The point spreads, I mean, obviously, Quad 1, it doesn't matter, win those games. Does this point spread differential still come into play in Quad 2 and 3s when we're dealing with the overall?
Yes, it would,
in the tournament or not?
Yeah, it will if you're a bubble team and you're like in a breakdown. But yeah, it's better to win by a lot than to be close.
Yeah, I mean, the point spread matters in every game.
Yeah.
I understand your point that the wins are what really matter, and that's what Red just said to us, and I think that's the bigger point. But there's also a reason why they scheduled the way they did, and they were trying to run up the score on Delaware State and everyone like that. They know the point differential matters.
Yeah, I mean, in the ACC, you just got to win. I understand that, but I was just wondering when you play these Quad 3 teams if we should, there's going to be a mark to probably beat. Is that the same, Tim? Well, everybody would probably know, but Tim, the women's, which really is, it's the same there too, correct?
Yeah, if you look at LSU, if you want to laugh, you can go look at LSU women's basketball's non-conference schedule, and they just scheduled really easy and tried to beat everyone by 50, 60 points, and they opened the net rankings with the top net rankings. So it still does matter in women's basketball as well. It's the exact same metric and calibration.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you think if LSU was number 1 in the net but didn't have any Quad 1 wins, would they get in because their net ranking?
Oh, sure. If you're number 1, you really can't get to number 1. I think.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It equals itself out, but you're giving yourself a huge advantage rolling in when you do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm frustrated too at the net rankings. I wish it wasn't as much of a thing that point differential matters this much for a lot of reasons. I just don't think it's good to schedule lousy teams and win by 50. It's not good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Also, in women's basketball, and I'm not saying anything out of school, the good teams are so much better than the bad teams. Like,
yes.
A Quad 3 team could beat a Quad 1 team in men's basketball, and you wouldn't blink an eye, whereas in women's basketball, a Quad 3 or 4 is not beating a Quad 1.
Yeah, there were several games this year for the Orange women's basketball team where I went to call the game, and I knew that they were going to win by 30 or 40 points, and it was like inevitable.
Yeah.
There's no world where they don't win the game by 30 or 40 points. That doesn't happen as much in men's basketball. You're right.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm at with...
Don't ever say I'm right. People don't like that.
With what LSU's doing is, I feel like a lot of teams are going to start doing this. They're going to see it worked for them.
I think teams are already doing it.
Yeah. But like LSU is taking it to the nth degree, I feel like, of doing it, where they literally beat everyone by 50 before the conference. And they didn't even schedule anyone remotely hard.
Yeah, and Kim Mulkey has made comments trying to defend it by saying we're giving these schools that normally wouldn't get a chance to play us a great opportunity.
Losing by 50 is not a great opportunity.
We know what they're doing.
Yeah,
It's definitely influenced by the net rankings. It's a shame. I mean, even in lacrosse, it's the same way now. The RPI matters so much that Syracuse isn't going to play Hobart probably most years in lacrosse. And Gary has gone away from the matchup against Hobart, which is a longstanding rivalry, because he's told me before it's just hard to play them when their RPI hurts you so much. And that matters for getting into the tournament.
It's time for today's business, brought to you by who?
Superior Plus Propane.
Correct. Paul and...
Quick news, transfer portal. Chris D'Apollonia, I think I'm saying that last name right.
Okay.
He has committed to Syracuse. He comes from Toledo with Vince Karras. He has 2 years left of eligibility.
What position does he play?
He is a linebacker. Will mostly play the will position. That is at least what Mike McAllister has written.
Okay.
So per him, if I'm mistaken, that's Derek McDonald, right? Wasn't he will?
I think you're right, yeah.
And then Antoine Delorier kind of took over that position. So I think it's just more depth, kind of, maybe.
I think he's a good player, though.
Good
He'll
player.
probably...
Comes from Vince Karras. He knows the system.
All right, here we go. No more Power 4 players. Yeah, here we go. All we can get is Toledo players. Yep. Here we go.
South Carolina tight end and an LSU running back.
No, that doesn't matter. We can't get any Power 4 players.
He was a 2-star coming out of high school. So.
Oh, no, it's not good enough.
No, it's not good enough at all.
2 stars. We suck.
No, all joking aside, he seems like a good pickup.
Yeah.
He was a very good linebacker for them. Freak athlete. He's on the Bruce Feldman freaks list. So
these coaches know if they're capable of playing up a level. Like everybody wants to, Will Wade brought players with him. Louisville's coach last year brought players with him. They know the guys on their teams that can play at the higher level.
I want Vince Karras to do this just to, it's Fran Brown. He brought a lot of Georgia guys with him, 10-3. Bring the people you know, build off that. Don't just come in all brand new. So I kind of like what he's doing here.
And he's probably well aware that some of the guys that played defense for him last year can't make the jump.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's picking and choosing the ones that can make the jump and picking the best of them, probably.
All right, let's. Should we get into a little preview for a playoff college and NFL football weekend?
Sure.
We can do it quickly. We got
let's go
Matt
quickly
Park coming up.
That was a weird way to say that.
Miami versus Ole Miss. Miami favorited -3.5.
That's tonight.
That is tonight. I'm going Ole Miss because spite is a powerful.
We don't have to do all these games. We probably don't have time.
What's the spread?
Spread -3.5. Miami. Over under I think was 51.5.
I think I like Miami.
I think I do too.
I like Ole Miss.
Okay. Miami wins. They play a home national championship
game.
Yeah, they do. They'll probably lose.
I think Trinidad Chambliss kind of knows he's playing. This is it. I don't think he's going to get that waiver because it's taken so long. Like I said, that team is spiteful. Because, their head coach left them. I think that's a powerful reason to keep on going, keep winning.
Where does the spiteful fit in the metrics of winning?
That's all in the eye test, I think.
That's eye test. The only reason that Miami lost is they were not spiteful enough.
I do laugh when people make the take that they just played harder or I think that's so lazy sometimes to just dumb it to. All these guys are playing hard.
The winner of the Oregon-Indiana game is going to be the...
Yeah, Indiana's favored -3.5. I think Indiana wins and they win it all.
I picked Oregon at the start of the season, so I'm going to stick with them.
Okay.
I think Indiana is going to win the next 2 games somewhat easily and win it all. That's my prediction. For NFL, 4 of these 6... home teams in the first round of the playoffs are underdogs. And even the home teams that are favored, you don't even really feel that good about. The Patriots are 3.5-point favorites over the Chargers. The Eagles, 4.5-point favorites over the Niners. Paul, your Steelers +3 at home against the Texans. Does that feel right?
Yeah. Do you know Mike Tomlin is 20-0 at home on Monday nights?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What's his record in the last 8 playoff games he's played?
Not great.
No.
They haven't played on Monday.
Yeah, they haven't played on Monday. That's the thing.
Or at home.
Do Bills, Jags.
True too.
Bills, Jags. I like the Jags.
Jags
I do
are...
just because Steve likes them both.
1.5 point underdogs. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Jacks too.
I like it. I kind of,
let's go.
I feel like next Monday would be a good show if Steve has to saunter on in here.
Well, he might call out sick.
That's a good point.
The case.
All right, so a man in Australia, guys, here's our kicker, Dateline Australia. A man in Australia did something that only happens in movies, in pirate movies. He found a safe buried under the stand in Australia. When he opened the safe, what do you think was in the safe?
Sounds like a riddle.
Like if you had to guess what, it's not gold. And
like a time capsule of some sort?
No, it's not gold. It's not old either. It's also something you could buy and eat. Like if you bought this product, you would probably buy it at a gas station.
Oh, soda. Not a bunch of soda.
No. Eat.
Oh,
you eat soda?
Oh, you can freeze it.
Not the brightest bulb on the tree.
Pop-Tarts.
Nope, close.
Is it one snack? I don't know.
One snack.
Sour Patch Kids.
No. Beef jerky.
Oh, that's a good one.
He found a safe full of beef jerky that expired in 25. So it just expired this year. So it's one of those electronic safes.
Oh.
So I don't know why it was in the water.
Yeah.
But, so the guy found beef jerky in a...
How much does it say? Just tons?
Yeah, no, it's not like a treasure chest. It's just like a little
That's what I was visualizing.
His booty was beef jerky. Beef jerky.
Imagine
booty.
picking that up and being like, what could it be?
That is I don't know anybody else's luck, but that is the most Paulie thing to ever happen to somebody. Like, I would have been like, oh my God, this is going to be like millions of dollars. I'm going to open it up. It's going to be like a stack of thousands, and it's beef jerky.
With a T206 Hannes Wagner. It's a
it's
autoed Brian Sammons.
Yeah, it's not even a good baseball player. It's Bo Diaz. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. It's ESPN Radio Syracuse in Utica, Rome.
Park has got to be on the phone. You have his number? Or
Park's on the phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Old beef jerky booty?
Yeah.
How would you like that name?
Beef jerky? What'd you say?
Beef jerky booty?
Yeah.
I was like, I think I heard it. Well.
See if it works.
Oh, we're getting fancy.
Oh, it just popped up. It's not going to work. I'll just send it. You didn't get it, right?
No.
Oh, Big Poppy. Good Orange Nation name for his dart team. Thank you.
I'm sure you were talking about what...
LA Orange guessed beef jerky. Look at that.
We were talking in the chat about what point of dart represents you the most. And we started talking about you, and I was like, what would Paulie be? And then everyone was like, relentless, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, I'll take being relentless.
You told him about that caller, apparently?
What's T stand for?
Oh, no.
Turd?
Tough.
I'm tough.
Yeah,
I'm relentless and tough.
We have to call him.
A and dart for me would be agitated.
Yeah, why don't you create your own dart that represents you?
Agitated, relentless, and tired.
Tired.
Dumb, agitated for sure.
Agitated's a really good one.
Get Fran
What
Brown
would
on
Steve's dart be?
Dull.
Dull for sure.
Dull. Apathetic.
What's like a term for professional that starts
Restless.
with T or R?
And he's always tired too. So that T
tired.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's professional? Like, what's an R word for professional?
Robotic. Wouldn't that be his R?
That's a good one.
Oh my God,
Robotic is perfect.
Dull.
Write those down.
What did we say? He was
Dull, apathetic, robotic. So mean. We can't tell him that.
and tired.
We don't actually think of him that.
Robotic.
I know what R word that people in the chat are probably saying about me right now.
Oh, God. Jordan, Diet Pepsi, always angry, really good music taste, tough to listen to. That's good.
Rude.
Yeah, the question was, which letter in Dart do you most embrace? But we've changed it. This is a fun game, too.
I'm about level 0.2.
Of level 5 energy?
Yeah. Although, that's not true. I'm probably level 5 on this show a lot. I'm way more level 5 on the air than I am off the air.
You are, yeah. I guess the sun's out. Go crazy.
I'll tell my date story to Matt Park.
Oh, I'm excited. You gonna lead with that?
Yes. Jordan embraces the D. Dart.
Build your own dart. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I think we crushed it with Steve. Steve is catching strays here. Oh, apathetic, robotic. Should we ask Park to create his own dart of Steve or himself?
Distinguished. Trusting is not the T in Park because he wouldn't even trust me with this. Whatever makes you happy, Jordan, you embrace that D.
Syracuse has played some tough Ds. That's what I was saying earlier. Top 20 Ds.
A-hole, that would work for me too. I could be a-hole. You can switch that with art, with angry. Endless Summer Nights. Richard Marks, our artist of the day. We do this every Thursday. We have the coach on, and then we have the voice on. Matt Park joins us, the voice of the Orange. Matt, how are you today?
I'm okay, guys. Wasn't able to listen there. How did it go?
It went good. Yeah, it went good.
Went well.
Yeah, whatever.
Paulie's dropping some boomer takes today. He's all fed up with numbers, net rankings.
Yeah,
you know.
I did hear the opening segment there, the opening drive. I caught that. That's
it was a long one.
All I've been able to listen to.
Yeah. I was a little angry because you're gonna if you win on the road.
I am with you.
Go ahead.
I get angry when I agree with you, Paulie. That's always
it's never good.
Putting kind of feeling, yeah.
All right, here we go, Matt. Before we get into sports, I want to tell you about my night last night. Believe it or not, I took a lady to dinner last night. All right, and the evening starts at 5:45. My phone rings on the date. It's somebody that.
Imagine how poorly it went for her.
Yes, no. This is going to lead to there will be no second date. So at 5:45 on the dinner, I get a call from an employee. And he's calling it sick, and he's doing the moan, and I'm like, you don't have to moan. I'll give you the time off. So then I have to, during the date, call and find his replacement. So that goes by. I get about a 15-minute reprieve of being off the phone when Paul, who is running the board in his place, calls me to tell me he can't hear the Crunch game or the arena. So I get him set up with that. I hang up. 15 minutes later, my phone rings. It's a silence alarm because the game isn't on the air, and I have to call Paul. So I spent a good.
He says, I heard you had vast responsibilities. Yes. I just didn't think they would interrupt our together time.
Yeah, so I spent probably 30 minutes of an hour and a half on the phone with my employees on a first date. So, yeah, there will not be a second date.
Did she say, gee, you must be really important. How much do you get paid for all this?
Right. Can I see your mansion you live in?
Yeah, I had to apologize 15 times.
Why did we have to use my Applebee's gift card?
So there you go, man. So let's talk about what we were talking about to start with the net ranking. Do you think the net ranking is like ruining the way that basketball is being consumed?
I don't know about going so far as to say ruin, but yeah, I think I'd prefer if they didn't come out quite as early. Let things kind of marinate a little bit before we start putting numbers on teams. And I think with this year, specifically for Syracuse, when people saw the schedule, I think right away from the offseason, the perception was, okay, well, you got a handful, 3, 4, 5 real challenge games, and the others need to be blowouts. And I think that puts undue pressure on everybody for a team that hasn't really blown anybody out in a couple of years. And so that's what I think has led to this culture of the disappointing win, or that kind of concept that everybody races to social media the morning after a win to point out how bad it was and how everybody stinks. So I think the urgency is created by the net. People know what's at stake this year, and the constant adjusting of the bracketology and all of that. As an industry, I would say it's a positive thing because people are paying attention and consuming the product like that. But I would say from a specific team's perspective, it's made it feel like an uphill climb and a challenge.
What did you make of my argument in the first segment that, maybe the offense isn't quite as bad as we think to this point, and they're going to play some easier defenses to score on in the next 4 or 5 games, and maybe we'll overreact to that a little bit too much after they played some really tough defenses in non-conference play?
Yeah, I think that's true. They certainly did play top defenses in Vegas, and Tennessee included. And this next stretch, these are opponents that you probably should beat, and maybe by a healthy margin. I think, again, you think about specifically the sample size we have from Syracuse's season this year is because they turn it over a little bit, because they miss too many free throws here and there, then the perception is worse than it really is. They don't get a lot of easy points, okay? And so when they do have these big leads against Monmouth and Georgia Tech, those games didn't turn out to be 20-point wins, even though they had 20-point leads in those games, because in one case, missed free throws, and in the other, turnovers. So they obviously have room for improvement and cleaning that up. I think it's within them to do that. Clearly, the free throw shooting will get better as the year goes on. You can't be this team and be last in the country. So they got to get off the mat there. And the turnover thing comes and goes. So let's let it play out a little bit and see how we feel about after the next handful of games.
Matt, Tim asked Coach Autry about this, but how good is Donnie Freeman, and what difference does he make on this team?
He's very good, and he makes a big difference. He's skilled, and he's 6'9" or 6'10", and he has an appetite for rebounding. I think he's more physical this year. I think he's more aggressive because of it. And, when they're at their best, he's a man among boys and pushing people around. It'd be interesting to see now if Georgia Tech had both of their big men in the game, how different would it have been for Donnie? I don't know that there's many people his size that are quite as athletic. The other centers are going to maybe be a little bit bigger than him, but can he get around them and over them? That's what's to watch for this year. I just hope for continued health for Donnie, because I think absent an injury, he's as good as anybody you want from an athleticism and motor standpoint at that position, and he's got a lot of skills, and he's only getting better. So is he the very best in the league in this position? Probably not quite, but he's not far off.
What do you make of the Kiyan JJ minutes debate? It feels like this is being reheated after it went away for a little bit. Last game, Kiyan plays very well in the first half and plays 18 minutes, scores 11 points. JJ inefficient for the second straight game and played 28 minutes. Do you have a problem at all with how the minutes broke down in the last game amongst those two guys?
I know it's very easy to say. It's very evident that Kiyan can score. I think I'd probably like to see Kiyan get another couple of minutes here and there. But again, that's not in a vacuum. You can't play 6 guys. If he gets more minutes, somebody's got to lose him. And maybe it is going to be J.J. Starling, which, again, on paper might make all the sense in the world. In reality, coaches have to work in reality. They've got to deal with the locker room. They have to deal with the reaction you're going to get from the players and from their teammates. And everybody wants to win. So that's the number one goal, and they're not benching people that can help them win. But I think he's really dealing with, and this is my thought, I haven't talked to Red specifically about it, he's dealing with a little bit, if you take minutes away from a hometown kid and a 4-year starter and all that JJ has invested, do you have a problem there? Do you lose him for a longer term or not get back his best? JJ, my count's going on 3 straight single-digit scoring games, right? I think they're his 3 lowest scoring games of the year, not counting the opener, obviously. And he hasn't been that productive. He does make plays late in the game that make you go, wait a minute, this guy's been a starter at the ACC for 4 years, right? So I think it's totally reasonable that he'll lose a couple minutes here and there, but I think that's all a work in progress.
You just brought up JJ. Coach Autry said, maybe to the average fan it looked sloppy, but he said that JJ was the reason they were able to hold on and win that game because he got to the basket and scored down the stretch.
Well, he can always do that. Now, in the argument of Starling versus Cayenne, they have similar strengths, right? So the reason you'd be keeping JJ in the game is he can get to the basket against anybody. Well, Cayenne can get to the basket against anybody. So it is delicate. I think JJ's probably, he has earned the benefit of the doubt as an upperclassman, and you hope he makes more trustworthy plays than head-scratching plays down the stretch. I think he will, but I think that's what Red's point of view on it is that, I'm going to go with the guys I've got a longer track record with and can do what I need to do at both ends of the floor. Neither of those guys is Gary Payton, right? So, I don't think you're counting on either of them as being a defensive stopper. I think JJ's probably improved a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you hit on the key point there that it feels like if you could get more out of JJ, that this team could get back to playing kind of how like we saw them play against Tennessee, and when he's closing the game that way, then you're talking about upgrading the ceiling of the team a little bit more if JJ is maximized a little bit more.
Absolutely. I mean, you need everybody. I think, again, part of the whole conversation around the team and, the talk radio that we do every day and the social media and all that, this team is improved and all that, absolutely, and has NCAA tournament hopes, but they're not so good to be poo-pooing 10-point road wins and, throwing that stuff back, or to be really good or to beat a good team without the best they can get from every single guy. Everybody who steps on the floor has got to contribute. Now, I personally am not a believer in playing, 9, 10, 11 guys in a game. So I wouldn't be asking a lot from that portion of the roster. But, for your bench guys, go in and try to keep it from not being a drop-off and let Donnie rest for a minute and get him back in there. And I would ride those guys and ride J.J. Starling. And there is plenty of minutes to go around for Cayenne and Betsy and the others. So it's not easy. I think, again, they work through it. That's why you play the 30-plus regular season games. And, the reason here is, which we're all evident, is there's no margin for error. So you got to figure out those formulas while you're winning the games.
You say there's no margin for error, and it feels like Nathan George makes errors that are, that he should not be making at this point of his career. What do you make of his play?
Mixed bag. I think he, I was watching back some of the Georgia Tech game a little bit yesterday maybe, and then some again a little bit this morning. And the turnover count was high in that one. And I'm thinking, well, some of these turnovers are not all on him, but they've got to assign it to somebody. And he's the primary ball handler, and he picks up a couple there. Yeah, he has one or two where it's like, really, man? Like he just dribbles off his shin, or that over and back kind of thing. The other day was not really his fault. It's a bad pass into the backcourt that he's got to go track down, but it wasn't good. And at the end of the day, he's ultimately responsible for the smoothness of how things operate. What I don't get is for a team that has been somewhat turnover prone, they've got just as many games with 3 and 2 and 5. I mean, they had 2 turnovers in a game against Kansas on a neutral court. So it's obvious that they're capable of playing cleaner basketball, and I think that's part of what they're working through. So I got to figure George gets better as things get settled here. With Freeman in the lineup, less is asked of George as a penetrator or or initiator. He can just be more of a playmaker type, and let Freeman and Starling and Cayenne be the bulk of the offense.
Let's talk a little bit about the football team and the transfer portal so far, Matt. They just added the linebacker from Toledo, got a commitment from him, so up to 6 guys committed to this point. How do you size up how the Orange have done to this point in the transfer portal?
Yeah, it's, again, part of the progress, right? This thing closes a week from tomorrow. I would just say don't go solely on what's been reported or put on the gram or social media. That not everybody who's committed has made it public, and this is not the final product here. And I get the sense that they feel good about where they are and who's coming in and who has signed to this point. And it's just so crazy to think about the way college football is right now, where when you recruit a high school kid, you're with them for 18 months. This right now, it might be 18 hours. The person comes in, you show them around campus, you give them a meal and a sweatshirt and or whatever they do, and away they go, and they're going on to other schools the next day and the day after, and you hope for the best. So that's kind of what's all going on. I think they are cool with who they have. Everybody's going to be watching quarterback, look for 1 or 2 of them to come in still, and I think there's more to be done.
Do you like what they've done at the running back?
There's more to be done.
Right. Do you like what they've done with the running back position? Yasin Willis goes to Kansas, and they've added 2 running backs already at this point. The LSU transfer, and then the Jackson State running back yesterday was announced.
I feel really good about that. You and I talked, Tim, and your promo that ran on the air, I couldn't have said it better myself about Willis. I think he's a really good player. I think in a lot of ways, certainly on the field, you'd rather have him than not. But he was not a game breaker, and he's going to be just fine, and he winds up at Kansas. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a even quote-unquote higher program for him. And at the same time, you can get people that fit what you're looking for to replace him. And I feel like that's what they've done. They've gotten a couple of guys that are looking to take that step up and have been productive where they've been. So I know that the staff is happy with the exchange overall.
All right, Matt. Thanks for your time. We will see you tonight out at the Wildcat.
Okay, looking forward to it, guys. We'll see you.
There's Matt Park.
Adrian Autry show tonight.
That's right. Thanks to our friends at Learfield. Oh yeah, I didn't congratulate Matt.
Oh shoot, yeah. Congrats, Matt.
Yeah. Oops,
we failed.
Dude's winning awards like left and right.
I know, it's hard to keep up. Yeah.
Can't keep up. He told one of the. I wish I had been there live. He told one of the funniest stories about being on TV the other night after winning the New York State Broadcasters Award. I'll let him tell it in his words, but I don't know if any of you have ever used a razor from the front desk of a hotel. You don't want to go on TV after you've used one of those.
Oh, no.
Yes. Have you ever done it?
I've never used it.
Oh, my. It's just a single blade, and it just rips your face apart. So I'll let him. That's his story to tell.
Maybe next week.
Yeah. Well, we will take a time out and come back and vote on the Artist of the Day for someone's asking what he won. He won the New York State Broadcaster Sportscaster of the Year. So congrats, Matt. We'll take a time out. We'll come back, vote on the Artist of the Day for Monday of next week on ESPN Radio Syracuse, Utica Rome, and QSportsTalk.com.
Blacksmith. Getting some important texts there, Paulie?
Yeah, we had some news on Sonny.
Gotcha. If you found a safe bowl of beef jerky, would you eat it?
Yeah, that LA Orange, you caught up with the YouTube. That was a funny line. Jordan's homeless now. He lives in the dumpster behind the building.
You gonna take him into your new place?
Too small. I have actually offered multiple people that work under me the opportunity to live with me at some point if they needed somewhere to stay. As a matter of fact, I thought Paul was getting booted out of his apartment and told him if he needed a place to stay, he could stay with me.
Very nice of you.
I
Very
would
friendly
never,
boss.
I would never. I would allow Jordan to live with me if he needed a place to live.
What about me? No? Jeez.
Yeah, I would allow you. I would allow anybody that works here to live with me. I trust people. Paul didn't say no because I thought Paul was getting kicked out of his apartment because he lost his job, and I was like, I will let you live with me. And he goes, I don't need to. Tim, I didn't know I ever needed a place to live. I've offered Cody a chance to live with me also. Nobody wanted to.
I don't need a place.
I
would
told him I
fall.
don't wear pants at home. As soon as I get in the house, the pants come off.
That was a good line from Park. Well, with all your vast responsibilities, you must be making so much money, right?
Steve is allowed to live. I actually invited Steve over to my house for Christmas Eve. If he was struggling to find something to do on Christmas Eve, I said, I'll cook for your family.
Steve said no?
Yeah, he said no because it was he had his parents and her parents, so no. But if it had just been them, they would have.
I want to introduce you to the in-laws. What do you want for the podcast? You thinking of one?
It's this guy.
Yeah,
He's the boss.
What?
What are you feeling for the podcast? A 1, 3, not 3, 1.
I do not have baby oil anywhere in my house. How dare you?
Honestly, 1, 2.
Well, 2 was
maybe?
so short. But I guess because 1 was so long.
Yeah.
You just want to do 1, 3 then?
Yeah, 1 definitely. You can just do 1.
Yeah, just do 1 and 3.
All right.
Yeah.
1 and 3.
That's plenty.
There you go, Kyle. Kyle was like, I got the podcast. I was like, all right, man. All you.
Kyle.
He did it for your show last night, he said. So
Kyle is the new Geo, guys. We'll have to introduce. Oh, I got to get him his paperwork, too.
Right,
I'll get your paperwork tomorrow.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
out
tomorrow.
there. I think I saw
good.
someone emailed me that it wasn't right.
he's learning. Fine.
Oh, yeah. We're good. But that just reminded me. I forgot.
Should have known better wraps it up.
Another slow skate.
This is a banger, though. It's not really a slow skate.
Oh, okay. No.
It's very
not
80s,
a slow
though.
skate.
Time to vote on Monday's Artist of the Day. Britney Spears. Britney Spears.
Guess I'm voting for her.
Steve Miller Band, Britney Spears, One Direction, Adam Ant. Adam Ant always gets a joke vote. So we'll go Adam Ant, One Direction, Steve Miller, Britney Spears.
I'm going to go Steve Miller Band.
I'll go Adam Ant.
See, I got a connection with One Direction, so I was going to do One Direction.
Ooh, a One Direction connection. So you, the audience.
Why do you
will
have a
vote.
connection with One Direction?
I was invited to one of their weddings. I went to high school with somebody who was going to marry one of them, so that's my connection to One Direction.
You got
What
a
a
One
flex.
Direction connection? This is that is up there with Steve's wife went to high school with Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
She went to high school with Lady Gaga?
Yeah, they
Can't
were,
believe you
they
didn't
were
know
friends.
that.
That's way better than mine.
Yeah, so Brian Higgins went to a wedding one of his friends' uncle married the one of the Pointer sisters. I don't have any stories like that.
And you're the music guy.
Yeah. You DJ them.
That doesn't decide who I grew up with.
Wow.
Let's go out of those three, under Spatch and the Wheeze, One Direction, Adam Ant, or Steve Miller. Here we go. We're waiting on the chat. I have both open. Under Spatch. Other people have voted. Steve Miller Band wins. Matt from Auburn. Nailed it. There you go.
So much tension right there.
Yeah. So tomorrow we will do a little abracadabra. I have seen Steve Miller Band in concert.
Nice. I'm sure they were good.
After a Padres-Pirates game in a rainstorm. And now they've canceled all of their tours because of the weather.
We're doing this Monday, though, remember.
Yes,
Tomorrow,
yes.
no show.
Yeah, yes.
Women's basketball game tonight you can listen to.
Who are they
5:45 pregame against Virginia Tech. Very big game. Virginia Tech, similar team to them. This will be interesting to see how they stack up. Looking to get to 14-2 on the season.
A game will not be called by the New York State broadcaster or sportscaster of the year. Just second fiddle tonight.
But is his favorite show Drive Time? Is the New York State broadcaster winner of the year's favorite show Drive Time? Or
Probably not.
He would never admit it.
No.
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 All right. Later. See you guys Monday.